This is Ross from Retro Dream Beam. I'm an eBay seller full time. I've been doing this with my fiance Netta for a couple years now. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. I'm about to go into what we're shipping out today on Wednesday. The Christmas is right around the corner, but this sales day was like really bad. We had like a really good weekend, but yeah, I can't actually remember the last time sales were this low. So I think after shipping for today it was like $73. I was just looking at my chart. I have to actually have my eBay up here. Normally she's recording on her phone and I can use my phone for prices, but I have to change it up. But before I get into that, I'm just going to talk a little bit about what we've been doing in our personal life. So we watched the movie Maxine here at home. It's this cool 3-part horror series. It was just a really cool movie. I liked the first part the best, second part second best, and this third movie I didn't like as much. But yeah, it was just a pretty cool series horror movie that we were like into. I normally don't like horror unless there's like more to it, it's like a little bit of story or some like artsy photography or something like that. So I think these movies fit that bill. So that was a lot of fun. And then, well, that was like a couple days ago. And then Anetta has Xbox Game Pass. She looked into this game called Grounded, which she hasn't ever watched the movie, but it to me it reminds me of Honey I Shrunk the Kids, where you're playing a bunch of kids. You're shrunk down in a backyard, and it's like a survival game. So like all of the enemies are going to be like different bugs. You're going to be like chopping down like grass and picking up little plants and stuff like that. And there's like a story with it as well. So she already has it for Game Pass. We were thinking about purchasing it for me on Steam, and then it's cross-platform, meaning she can play on the Xbox, I can play on the PC, and we can play together, which would be a really cool thing. But she wanted me to try out the game before we like spent money on the game for me, if that makes sense, because she already has the Game Pass, so it's like free for her to try, or like free in quotations. She always uses her Game Pass. So yeah, I was playing it for like a couple hours, pretty late last night, so I'm pretty tired right now. I do like it. I was like, okay, we can play this together. This will be really cool, but we still have to think about like wasting the money. I think it's actually on sale for like $20, but like you're gonna see, we're gonna go into today how today was pretty low, so it makes like a purchase like that feel pretty bad. In general, I think this year I've bought like 2 games for myself. I bought Torchlight 2 for the Switch. The digital copy was like $5 or maybe even $4 or something. And then like a month or two ago on Steam, there was like a deal for Core Keeper or something. It was like $11 and some change. So that's all I feel like basically spent on myself. Also, we got library cards, so they have a bunch of video games there. So I checked out a bunch from there, and the drive's like 5 minutes, so it's not like a big waste of money for gas. It's right around the corner, which is pretty cool. That changed my video game perspective, but they don't obviously have like digital PC games. All right, got all that fun stuff out of the way. All right, the first thing that sold is a pretty cool item. So I do have a couple cool items. I wish more items are selling because like I like talking about this stuff, and it seems like we started YouTube and then like we did have cool stuff to talk about, but when we have a low sales day, it's like, well, I can't talk about something that didn't sell. I guess I could, but we have so much stuff, I forget about like half of it, kind of. All right, so it's hard to see, there's a glare. This is going to be a business card we got from the storage people, from the people nearby my storage. They were going through their parents' stuff. This is a tattoo business card. What is it called? Doc Finn's, right here. Ancient Art Tattoo Studio. This is from, I want to say, probably like the 70s or 80s. This is from South Elgin in Illinois. Cool stuff like this. Branded stuff sells. We've been selling a lot of their branded stuff because it was basically like a time capsule of a lot of different eras from their parents. They never got rid of stuff. This sold for $11.99. This was, so keep talking about it, it was in their trash pile. I'm like, no, this stuff's cool. You know, I like dug through it like a little rat, and I'm like, no, this is cool. Someone's gonna like this. And they're like, okay, whatever. Garbage to us. All right, next up is going to be some D&D cards. I don't think we were recording when we got I got like 5,000 of these Dungeons and Dragons miniatures game cards only, so not the figures. If you get the figures, they're worth a lot more, but people still, they lose the cards because it's hard to store a figure with the cards, so it's easy to lose the cards, or people just want to use them. There's a lot of like stats and stuff on these cards. This is a pack of 51 from the set Angel Fire. Right there, this sold for $22.49. We sold so many, lots of these cards. I still have a good amount, but like it was just good money. That's when I learned more about the Dungeons and Dragons miniature game. I got like a pack or two when I was a kid, but I think they were more expensive, so I didn't have enough money to buy this and that and that and that. I thought it was cool, but I just wasn't fully into D&D when I was a kid. So I was aware that this stuff was good and that people liked it back in the day. But yeah, when I got these like boxes of cards, it was like five. It was a ton of them. It was great. I remember Anetta's like, you should list those. I'm like, it looks like a lot of work. And then she's like, no, it'll be cool. People like that stuff. I'm like, but it's missing the miniatures. She's like, yeah, whatever. Who cares? They're still cool cards. And then I spent like a day, I remember like a year or two ago, just organized them all by set and then just made like hundreds of listings. It was cool. Maybe like a couple hundred listings, like no joke. It was a lot of them. A lot of them had sold for like around the $20 price. And then I got a lot of combo orders back then too. All right, next up is a little die-cast car right here. It's like a blue one. I put down Greenlight 1979 blue Corvette. There you go. This is from a different person who flips storage units. I got a bunch of die-cast cars from them. This sold for $16.49, which is pretty good for like one of the little cars, so I'm happy with that. All right, moving along, we have some more War Machine stuff. These are the stack cards for the Retribution of Skryia, which I haven't sold any of their miniatures. I don't know if I have many of that particular faction. They're usually like, they have like white on their armor and stuff like that. I don't know what their like theme is. I guess just Retribution or something like that. But yeah, these sold for $7.19. So it's not the complete set of like deck of cards. They'll have like little stats here, and then there's gonna be little boxes you cross off when they get damaged. You usually use a sleeve or something and like a dry erase on top of it to mark their health when their arms and stuff get lost. A pretty complex game. I mean, not too complex, but it's it's in depth. People like this stuff. This sold for $7.19. I think, actually, I don't know if that's from the auction where I got the War Machine stuff or not. Actually, no, it wasn't. It just happened to be by a bin nearby when I was like listing the few auction lots I got. I just find this stuff throughout wherever I like go. I just like find bits and pieces of War Machine stuff. I know people like it. It's technically a dead game. Like as in they're not producing stuff right now. I think Steamforged Games has the rights to it now, I think. So we'll see that. I'm pretty sure like Steamforged Games, I've just gone on a little ramble. They make a lot of really good board games and miniature games. I don't think I've actually ever played one, but I can look at them and I can see the heart and passion in them. And they keep making new games, so obviously they're very successful. They make a lot of IP games. I remember they have a Dark Souls miniature game. Tons of expansions. Miniatures look great. A couple people I've talked to really like the game. These are people that like didn't even enjoy board games in general. They were like Dark Souls fans. Got a complex board game, like pretty complex, going from like they probably played Monopoly back in the day to jump into something like a modern board game is such a huge difference. Like modern board games are really cool. A lot of people look at them and they just go like, oh, that looks too complicated and stuff like that. It's really not. It's just everything looks better and like the feeling of the game is better. You have a lot more choices. So yeah, I guess if you want to play like Monopoly where you like roll dice and the dice are making the choice for you, you move to this spot, you usually don't have a choice. Do you buy something? Do you not? Do you read the card and do what it says? You have to. Yeah, so I guess like in that way these games are a little bit more complicated, but it's usually like you have a turn, you get two actions. Do you want to move, or do you want to move and attack, or do you want to use a special ability and attack? And you just read the card. It's kind of like picking up a community chess card. You read the card, it will tell you what to do. A lot of fun, though. Oh, sorry, that was a super ramble. But yeah, we'll see what they do with War Machine and Hordes. It'll be super exciting if they do. All right, because I will keep an eye out for it, because I know people will be purchasing it and playing it. All right, next up is another Matchbox. This is like a Dare car. It's a like red one. Sorry, there's a lot of glare that I'm using my unprofessional video camera because Anetta's sleeping. I just want to let her sleep. I'm gonna try to pack this stuff up before she gets up. I always try to do that, but then she'll hear like me doing the tape because tape's so loud. Even if I do it in here, she'll wake up. She'll be like, "Why are you taking my job? Why are you doing shipping?" And I'll be like, "I just wanted you to sleep in." All right. All right. So this sold for $13.49. So that's pretty cool. We also got, that was from the same person we got these diecast cars from. And then the last thing is a CD, Jim Morrison, Music by the Doors. Oh, sorry for the glare. I don't really listen to music too much, but yeah, I'm not sure who this is, but we got a bunch of CDs like literally years ago when we were doing part-time, $75, car full, no joke, car full. Barely squeezed them in. Behind me, there's probably like that, let's see if I can do it. Yeah, that box right there, I think has like, it's like half full. There's gonna be like 50 or 60 CDs, and then there's like one behind this shelf or something that has like another 10 or 20 and like 20 DVDs. I also bought like a bulk bunch of DVDs from someone for like $15. It was more like popular stuff, so I'd made my money, a good amount of money from it, but they're slow sellers because it's gonna just be like stuff like, you know, like a Marvel movie that like people, there's 10 billion copies out there. All right, so this one, sorry, sold for $8, which is pretty good. because we got a bunch of the CDs. Oh, my cat's interrupting. She's trying to come into the door right now. She's like moving the door, and it's creaking. It's creepy. All right, I want to see if there's anything else to talk about. No, this is just everything. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So this is the cleanest my listing room has been because of a couple of days with slow sales like this. Means I have like literally a couple extra hours to list, and I use that to list. We haven't sourced in a bit, and then when we did, it was the die-cast cars and stuff. There's still one huge tub in Anetta's car right now that I need to get through, and a couple small boxes of like, it's just gonna be random stuff. I haven't even looked at it, and a couple of N64 controllers, which I will have to test because I don't want to return on those. I don't even know where N64 is. It's somewhere, maybe like in the closet or something. Yeah, I'm just rambling, but yeah. So other than that, like this is the stuff, and then there is a bunch of junk I have at the storage unit that it'll be exciting for me to start listing and going through and actually like clearing up a lot of walk space. So I've been trying to do this for years, like just get this room under control. Even if it looks a little bit messy to you guys, this is like pretty, like the really good, like for us right now, or at least for me. Yeah. So like this is just an empty box right here, just literally an empty box. I don't want to get rid of it. Sometimes we'll break it down to use as like rigids for magazines and stuff like that, or I might just need another box at the storage unit. Technically, most of the storage unit is like if there was a space, there's already a box on it. All right, so that's everything. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like to help support us, take a look at our shop down below. But yeah, hope your week's going good. Christmas is around the corner, so Merry Christmas.